Good morning. I'm John Ellsworth with Success Strategies. I'm the founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. And I want to welcome you to my presentation this morning entitled Succeeding in Spite of the Opposition. Do you ever get frustrated with negative people? I know that I do. You know the ones I'm referring to? That the glass is always half empty? Never half full, though, is it? They can be frustrating. But my lovely bride of 38 years shared with me a story that she'd been reading by an author named Rachel Hollis. And in that book, Hollis asked the question, why do some people overcome and succeed at tasks versus falling short of their objectives, falling short of their goals? And according to Hollis, she made several really good points, I thought. Number one, it's simple. And along that same line, it's not about talent. It does not equal talent, skill, money, or connections. What it really involves is that it works for people because when they go after their dream, something happened. They came to a roadblock, and those that succeeded did something differently. They faced a rejection, and those that didn't succeed, of course, listened to the no's and said, okay, I got to stop. It's okay to listen. That's great. But don't stop. That's what Rachel Hollis pointed out. I thought was a very valid observation on her part. The people that listened but didn't give up automatically were far and above the level of the likelihood of being successful at what they were trying to achieve. Now, I look at my business as Success Strategies after 22 years. I never asked anyone to manage my dream, which was to run this business and expand this business 22 years ago. I left a very successful banking career, and I enjoyed the banking. But ironically, some of the clients I have today were customers at the bank that I worked, the last bank that I worked at. So I decided to leave this. Was I always sure of the future outcomes? Absolutely not. But if I wasn't sure regarding the future outcome, and believe me, there were plenty of times when that was the case, I did one thing. I weighed out the pros, I weighed out the cons, and I considered the likely outcomes, and then I made a choice based on what information I have. And if you wait till you have complete, absolutely perfect information, the odds of success and the profitability are gone because you're probably too late. Other people have already done it. Oftentimes, I have to confess, I felt like Gimli. You remember the character Gimli in the Lord of the Rings movies? When they were heading out onto a rescue mission. And what did he say? And I quote him, this is relatively close quote, I think. Greatly outnumbered, certainty of death. What are we waiting for? And end of quote. And then he headed out with his team to reach their rescue mission. Hollis, in her book, goes on to say several things. Number one, she said, I'm successful because I refused to take no for an answer. That didn't mean she just ignored everything, all the factors, the variables, and went into oblivion, blindly. But regarding her dreams, she said no isn't the answer. No just means that there's a potential yielding that you have to do, or a detour, a different path you have to take. And I would add to that, if you know your why you want to do something, why you want to reach an objective, pursue a goal in your business or your life, you are very capable of figuring out how. But it's a lot easier to figure out the how once you know your why, because then your heart and your mind are wrapped up in it, and that's a very powerful force. So as I often tell clients when they say, well, how are we going to do this? I want them to think what they want to do, why they want to do it, and then I usually hit them with, we just haven't figured it out yet. We'll get there. You know the answer, we just haven't figured it out yet. The third point that Hollis makes is that it's all about perception. But is your perception accurate? Is it factual? People make negative comments about new business ideas, new expansions, all the time. And those are the people I was referring to at the beginning about being the glass half empty, negative people. But I would counter that by, I'd love this quote, the dog barks, but the man marches on. So I would leave you with this. What plans do you want to pursue? In your current operations? Or on some new avenue? Do you have some plans perhaps to diversify your operations? That can be a really smart thing at times. So why not pursue it today? If you get no, don't run from your objective, your goal, but rather evaluate it and make sure you are still on course. But at all points, let's adhere and listen to the advice of Winston Churchill. And I quote him when I say this. Remember what Winston Churchill said, never give up. End of quote. Again, I'm John Ellsworth with Success Strategies. I want to thank you for listening today. I'm the founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. And again, I thank you for listening.